So finally we are in 𝘂𝘀𝗶𝗃. This is a beautiful lake, a man-made lake, and it's been hard to scout in this area. It's so many things to look at, so many things to shoot at. Have a look. Now I found an interesting subject. Good evening everyone, and I welcome you in our YouTube channel. Hope you are all doing well. Today I'm very excited because this is my first video in YouTube. And I'm excited also because I'm going to take you my recent journey to 𝘂𝘀𝗃. And this is a very beautiful place. I recently made a trip with two of my friends. They are all photographers. And if you haven't been to 𝘂𝘀𝗃, I definitely suggest you to go once and have a look. 𝘂𝘀𝗃 is a beautiful place, and in particular at this time, it is known for its beautiful crack formations, mud cracks, and it gives you beautiful patterns which you can shoot at any time of the day. And you have a dry trees standing right in the middle of the lake, and also the formation of the dunes, that the river, when it dries, it reveals lots of dunes, and it gives you a sense of vastness, and when you shoot with the telephoto, it gives you a layer in your image. Beautiful place to go. And this is actually located in the eastern part of Meghalaya, under East Jentia Hill district, which is, this Kupli river is actually separating the Assam and Meghalaya, so it acts as a border between the two states. Approximately it takes around 3 hours to travel from Shillong to 𝘂𝘀𝗃, and at least for me it takes 3 hours. But if you drive gently, probably for 3.5 hours to 4, you should be reaching there. Navigation is very easy. You can go through a Google map and tap for the location, and you will definitely get it. You won't miss it. I promise you that. So our plan was to reach there early, at least 2 to 3 hours, so that we can scout for the locations to shoot for sunset. We had 3 targets in our mind. One is to shoot during the sunset, and second is to shoot star trail nightscapes, and third is the early morning sunrise. And the first target, we are kind of in a hustle. We reached there quite late because our guide took us into a different location, which was not ideal. So we have to navigate through the forest once again and reach to our location. Then as we reach there, we are pretty late, and the sky already started to throw colors. So we parked the vehicle. Then before we could prepare our tents, we have to rush to get the shot. Then I packed my bag and started shooting. It is actually, it's little tough, I should say, because when you reach, though you know the place, but still, if you don't foresee what kind of scene you might get, so it becomes little disoriented, or maybe you can say that you see so much that you get distracted what to shoot and how to compose at the same time when so many things are happening. But anyway, I got this first shot and hope you will like it. Now soon after this image, I went to a different location, and here I found a beautiful tree formation. It's a dead tree. Finally, I found the composition. Let's go through. It's a dead tree and standing right on the bank of the lake. When you see this dead tree, what comes in your mind? Do let me know on the comments below. So I went to this spot, set up my camera, and I was waiting for the right time to shoot. And then suddenly, this happened. So I have to move out and scout for the different composition, because the foreground has been completely destroyed by their footprints and the tripod marks, because it's a fine sediments out there and not a single footprint you will see other than few birds which is just mingling around. Other than that, there is no disturbance at all. But because they commandeer my location, so I have to move out, and then got this interesting, though it is not that bad. So I end up shooting this. This tree could not withstood the waves and broke off and gave this beautiful, jagged, pointed edges. And I like the kind of color it's throwing out there. And I don't know how it happened, what is the chemistry behind it. But nevertheless, I like this image. My foreground looks rich, though the midground is a bit empty, but then the background and the main subject out here is standing and it's complementing each other. So for this shot, I went pretty low, probably around 20 to 25 centimeters from the ground, and I used this tripod. This is my trusty mini pod. It's a 𝘂𝗾𝗃𝗃 3T15K. I'll put the description below this link if you are interested. Very rugged and sturdy mini pod. Most of the scenarios, we landscape photographers, especially me, extend my tripod at full length and shoot. But sometimes it's good to be low. Maybe a little exercise to your back. And oftentimes we curse the engineers for not being able to correct the lens distortion. But I don't think they are there for a purpose. Rather, it is a physics, and it is how the optic works. So the wisdom says, take advantage of all the situations. So why not? So the typical nature of wide-angle lens is that when you put a subject right in front of your lens, it tends to get distorted. And the byproduct of that is that your subject gets magnified. A sort of magnification happens when you put the subject right in front of your lens. It is the characteristics of distortion as the light just reach into your sensor through the wide-angle lenses and it curves, or any object which is perfectly 90 degree will get squeezed or pulled towards the center. Why? Because the wide-angle lens, it's trying to accommodate almost everything that it sees through it. So you can take advantage of it. And in this image, I have done same thing. And because of that, this dead tree, it looks huge in front of your lens. It's occupying almost the 50%, around little less than 50% of the space. So that looks quite beautiful, and I like it. I like it. So next day I woke up early. Soon the sun showed up, and here it began, the quest to take the perfect shot of the day. Now sunrise is pretty dynamic. Not dynamic in a sense, each moment the sunrise, it changes the color. And it is so quick, by the time you change your settings and look it from the viewfinder, the sun is already few centimeters up. So for this shot, I was pretty ready because I have done a scouting right before the sunrise. But I didn't know, in respect of my subject, in which direction the sun will rise. That was the trouble. But as soon as the sun rose, I took a couple of rapid shots as the sun is rising pretty fast, and this shot has been taken with a telephoto 100 to 400 mm lens. Now landscape is not all about shooting with a wide angle lens and include everything that you see in your frame. Not necessarily. Even with the telephoto lens such as this, with 100 to 400 or 70 to 200, you can get a pretty dramatic scene. By shooting with telephoto, I can separate my subject, and the point of interest is actually emphasized by your frame. So by doing that, I'm actually omitting all the chaos, all the scenes which is probably unnecessary sometime, and you can emphasize and concentrate more onto the subject. So this is exactly what happened into my next shot. This location offers a varieties of shooting opportunities, right from its mud cracks, the dead trees standing right in the middle of the lake. Then you have nightscape shots, Milky Way if you are lucky. So I will definitely visit again before the monsoon, because that is the right time and of the season to visit this place. Otherwise, once the monsoon happens and the lake quickly gets filled with the water, it's not ideal to shoot at that time. So if you plan to visit this place, definitely grab a wide angle lens, and yes, don't forget telephoto. If you plan to shoot like my third images, then definitely. If the condition is better, then you'll get an awesome shot. And if you do tag me. It will be a pleasure to see it. Temperature remains moderately pleasant, not so cold, not so hot, and definitely in the midday it gets a bit hotter. And midnight, grab a warm cloth along with you. That will become handy. The water is not crystal clear for say, but it's relatively clear, and you will see a minimum aquatic life out there. And I have seen few aquatic birds, and probably it's a cormorants if I'm not mistaken. So other small birds are there. I don't know what they are. And if you are a bird shooter, probably this is not the ideal place. And yes, I do plan to revisit this place, and probably before the monsoon. And if I go there, I'll bring you the online location videos. So definitely keep track on that. And for that reason, you might want to subscribe and hit the bell icon for that. And before I wind up, I want to show you one more photograph. And this is a black and white pano shot. So probably it's time to end this episode, and I thank you, and I hope you like this content. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. If not, then you are free to go to other directions too. And thank you so much for giving me your time. So stay healthy. God bless. Thank you. See you again.